Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Poison Rose. So evidently this is a remake of some classic movie that I've never heard of about a football player that becomes a detective or PI or something like that, private investigator who's looking for somebody missing, and it turns into a whole web of things that are going on, evidently. But it stars Brandon Fraser, John Travolta, Morgan Freeman, Famke, Janssen, and that's all I recognize right now. But, you know, again, I see them on a screen and I recognize them. So, I mean, that's a good amount of people in it, and it's based off of some kind of film, but it's only got 4.4 on IMDb. 994 people have reviewed it. So, available on DirecTV. I'm checking it out. Hour and 37 minutes. Let's get into it. Find out a little bit more of what it's really about and see why it's rated so low. And maybe it's rated so low incorrectly, or just people who are, you know, traditionalists and want to keep it, you know, pure, the original. I don't know. I didn't read any of the reviews. You're watching this one, so I'll give you a little update. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in. We're watching The Poison Rose. We're at the 51-minute, 34-second mark, and I just want to catch up on the plot here a little bit more. Interestingly enough, as I pause it and I look up and I see The Poison Rose, it's just clicking on me. So Rose is actually a character in the movie. She is Morgan Freeman's daughter. Morgan Freeman kind of runs the town that this is taking place in. John Travolta plays the detective, or PI, or whatever he is, ex-football player from Texas. He's out in LA, you know, and that's where he's doing his work out there. But he meets a girl, comes to him and says, I want you to find, I believe it's her mother. I didn't catch that, to be honest with you, but it's in Texas, and that's back in his hometown where he has to go back to. So that's the whole purpose of him being back there. He goes to a psychiatric ward, to find her, and that's where Brandon Fraser comes in. He's the doctor there, but boy, he got bigger. If you remember Brandon Fraser from back in the day when he used to be the thing for a hot minute there, but now he's a little bit bigger in this movie. First time I've seen him in a long time. Anyway, not important. But while he's there visiting, the star quarterback for the team that's going to break all of his records ends up dying during a football game. And so now it's, you know, who did it? Was he murdered? You know, the first thing they think was, you know, he was murdered somehow, some way. He was married, but cheating on his wife with Rose, and probably other people as well, but I think that's the most significant. So John Travolta has then been hired by Famke, Janssen. She actually her daughter is one married to a football player who died, and they think his wife did it because he was cheating on her. So that's the first suspect, but Famke wants to protect her, so she hires John Travolta to look into this for us. And that's basically where we are now. He's looking in to see how this guy died. He's still looking for that person who's missing. I'm assuming all of this is related somehow, some way. As I said, Morgan Freeman's involved. He's the father of Rose, and he runs the city and is connected to everything. So I think I hit you with everything there. That's where we are. It's filmed. It takes place in 1978, and the film kind of feels like that. Like it's not the greatest quality. You know what I mean? Not like, I don't know, the music, you know, it's like they took. I don't know if that's when the original was from. I'll look it up. But it's like they took the same, what do you say, score, soundtrack. The music is very, you know, B-rated music for 1978. You know, as they're talking, the piano in the background, that kind of thing, really reminds you of when you see a movie from 1978. So, you know, at first, I think that it's poor quality, it's poorly done. As I'm telling you, I'm thinking, well, that's kind of, you know, interesting in how they did that, trying to keep it in its natural state in somehow, some way. So, I don't know. It just, I don't know. It's an interesting plot. I like the kind of thing that's going on. You know, you've seen things like this before, so it's nothing new. But there's just something about the film that I haven't gotten yet that's kind of like, this doesn't seem like it's good. You know what I mean? So, oh, I know one thing. Famke Janssen, if I'm saying her name right, I don't know, whatever. You know who I mean. She's a very beautiful woman in all the different movies that I've seen her in. She's gotten some work done. Her face doesn't even move when she talks. So, you know, I guess I'm sure it's hard for beautiful people like that once you get a little bit older. You know, I won't ever have that problem. But, you know, I thought that was interesting. She looks much younger, but she doesn't really even look like herself. So, there you go. That's it. That's enough interesting stuff. It's an hour and 37 minutes. We're already at the 51-minute mark, so I'll be back very shortly to tell you the final thoughts on this. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Poison Rose, and I have to be honest with you. You know, while I left the comments early on this, I don't know, this film just didn't feel right to me. I found myself after the check-in losing complete interest in the movie. I just didn't care at all, and I don't know why. I mean, like, I don't know. You want to find out what happened to the guy and who did it, and they explained it, and there was all these maybe twists or something like that, and you know who all was involved, and I just did not care. I don't know why. That's the way the movie, and I've never felt like that before. Normally it's like, oh, I gotta see it through, even if I don't like the movie, you know. And it's like, I don't know what it was. Something about this movie just really has me thrown off. It's so I get the so B-rated, you know, feeling. I mean, I've seen Speed Kills with John Travolta, and I had more interest in that than I did in this one. And this one had like a, you know, interwoven kind of plot lines on how this is all going to connect and stuff, but I just didn't care. So that's all I got for you. I mean, it seems like they really wasted the talents of, you know, some actors back in the heyday. I mean, John Travolta was good at a point. I mean, sometimes he's interesting. Morgan Freeman, you know. Who doesn't like listening to Morgan Freeman? Famke, you know, even after her facelift. You know, and there's some other actors in this that I fail to mention because I forget. But, I don't know. I'm sure if you saw the original, you would not like this, because I can't imagine anybody really liking it. But for a comparison and contrast, maybe you would watch it. I don't know. If you haven't seen the first one, this isn't. I'd go watch the first one. Would be my recommendation, because I don't know, something about this rubs me the wrong way, and I can't go on any further. So, yeah, I'd stay away from it. I get the 4.4 now on all the reviews, but nothing that I can. You know, there's no, I don't know, silver bullet that I can say this is why this is not any good. It's just not. I don't know. It's not like the plot line or the acting or the cinematography. You know, I can't. It's not the dialogue. Maybe it is the dialogue. I don't know. Oh, my head hurts. I apologize for this poor review, but hopefully I have now saved you some time. So if anybody watches this, please avoid this. Watch the original. That's it. I'm taking off. Thanks for tuning in. Drop me some comments to Kimmel's Irish Pub.